What is up, you sexy people? I looked. I was looking at my lips on the stream. It looked like there was something on my lips. I was like, what? What the fuck? That's what happens when you see yourself in the third person. What's up, sexy people? It's your boy, Savage Instincts, yet again. Hey, we're just having fun on a Saturday. Got some cleaning done, and just decided why not? Why not stream and why not do something a little different? You know, I don't always have to play video games if I'm streaming, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch some or look at some stuff. Okay, there's some current events, especially because we have a brand new president. I don't know if you noticed, inaugurated on Martin Luther King Day for some reason. He had to steal the shine from my man, my homie. But it's fine. We got a little bit of wine today. Cheers. By the way, this is Apothic Red. It's one of those cheap wines. It's like actually it's $15 now. It used to be cheaper, I'm pretty sure. And it's a blend. 2021. This says style rich and smooth and appellation. That's like, I guess that's a category. Maybe it is. Yeah, an appellation. I'm gonna look up what that is. It's California. But I guess it's just a blend. It doesn't really say what the blend consists of. It's just a blend of different wine stuff. Anyway, that's what we're drinking today. It's a little green, so the green screen's devouring it. I'm gonna put it on the floor. Hopefully, I don't spill it. And let's watch our first video. Now, I saw something about this. I'm gonna watch it again because I think it's kind of wild. It's Trump was at a church. And, well, why don't I just play it? I think it's one of these videos over here.
I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in
Look at his eyes.
Democratic, Republican, and independent families. Some who fear for their lives.
President Trump is calling on the Episcopal Bishop of Washington, who you saw right there, to apologize to the American people for those remarks.
How are you going to ask her to apologize to the American people for those remarks? Makes absolutely no sense to me. I personally commend this bishop, and the reason why is simply because she saw an opportunity where she had the ability to influence the nation, and she took it. I find that very brave, very powerful of her, and ultimately dangerous. It's a dangerous thing that she did, because when she says to the president, like, have mercy on these people that you're attacking, it's like she opens herself up to be a target, right? She opens herself up to be a target to the president and all his power of his executive office. So, I mean, like, hey, she's in a church preaching a message of love, and now the president's gonna say what? He's gonna say apologize? No. Why don't you speak directly to what it is that she's saying? Because she was in a church talking about an empathetic message. Anybody who knows me knows I'm not, I'm agnostic atheist. I don't believe in much of anything. But if you're in a church and, this is a place that's supposed to be of God and it's supposed to be a morality, then, and you say something moral, how are you supposed to apologize? She's telling you to love your enemy even. It's like, that's so biblical 101. Anyway.
The Reverend Marion Edgar Buddy delivering that plea.
Nasty in tone. She didn't sound nasty at all.
As Trump looked on, she also pled for mercy for immigrants.
The vast majority of immigrants are not criminals.
Does she sound nasty?
They pay taxes.
Not to me.
And are good neighbors. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities.
She's imploring him.
That their parents will be taken away.
She's imploring him. That's not nasty.
Trump voiced his displeasure with her.
I want to hear this.
Not too exciting, was it? I didn't think it was a good service, no. They could do much better.
Shortly after midnight, the president...
Not too exciting. Listen. I just think that it's sad when people don't talk about issues, right? If you want to take the other side of the issue, if you really think that you're right, then speak directly to the issue. Just saying, oh, that's not no. You were in a church and you got confronted by pure morality. That's what happened. And you know what? Because what you're doing is cruel in a way. You have a cruelty streak. And I'm not saying that nothing cruel ever should happen. But because you have a cruel streak about you, it's impossible for you to really speak to that directly, because you know what you're doing is heartless to those who are affected. Like, for instance, if you got like immigrants coming across the border who are looking for a job, that have been here for 10 years, that are established here, that have kids here, you're trying to take away their birthright citizenship. A kid who's only grown up and only known this country, for instance, and you're going to say, hey, you can't be a citizen here. Like, it's a little cruel what you're doing. I'm not, whether or not it needs to happen is besides the point. I'm just saying you're going to make a lot of people unhappy. It's going to be net unhappy for the people who are here, who have to leave. Meanwhile, you could argue that maybe that happiness in a perfect world of thermodynamics, nothing is created or destroyed, goes straight to the American people. You could argue that. But what I'm saying is that you are going to cause some suffering. It's just like war. You're going to cause some suffering so that some other people can be happy.
Escalated his criticism of the bishop with this Truth Social post, quote, "The so-called bishop who spoke at the National Prayer Service on Tuesday morning was a radical left hardline Trump hater. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone.
She was
and
not
compelling.
nasty.
Smart.
You heard her. She was not nasty at all.
Reverend Buddy owes the public an apology." Joining our panel, Haima Moore, former chief of staff to DNC.
What, an apology for what? She preached a sermon that about having mercy on those who are less fortunate. Who is she? Why? What is she apologizing about? What's the apology for?
Chair Jamie Harrison, former regional.
I would like to know.
Biden in 2020.
I'm genuinely curious what he would like her to
Collinson,
apologize about.
The big picture here, this Reverend, the Bishop Buddy, using the pulpit to make this plea for mercy, and of course Trump's response. What does it all say to you?
Well, Trump has been feted by internet billionaires, foreign leaders, his entire party for like 2 days during this whole inaugural ceremonies. That was the first time that he's seen any kind of dissent at all. I think it's a reminder that there is opposition and fear to what Trump is doing. In the interest of balance, to his point that the bishop had pulled the church into politics, I did think that some of the speakers, some of the preachers that were at the inaugural ceremony were quite politicized as well. So it's not just coming from one side. But I think the president is going to get quite a limited amount of pushback publicly just because of the way these presidential events work. So it was very interesting whether that will be a rallying point for opposition, which we haven't seen this time around. We're going to have to wait and see.
And I think that that's really, truthfully, one of the most problematic things about the world that we live in today is that people really do live in echo chambers, and that not only that, but these people can shift the way that the world that they even interact with so that they only dwell in their echo chambers. And with Trump, it's all about his base. That's the issue, is that it's all about his base. It's all about he has this base, and then he takes the rest of the Republican Party with him. He has a highly mobilized base of people who really, really want him in office. And then because of that, because his base is more powerful than any other candidate. You see, that's actually what's going on with this guy. Because he has a base that is so gung-ho and mobilized over him, if there was even a competitor to try to take him on, which is what happened in the primaries, if anybody tried to take him on, then they're going to end up losing to his base because his base is so powerful. And then he takes the rest of the Republican Party with him. You see what I'm saying? So his whole thing is an echo chamber and appealing to his base and galvanizing his base. So he doesn't have to face any opposition on a day-to-day basis. That's not his MO. So the man can't handle any dissent. Well, I can't say that because we've seen him in debates. He is a kind of, if anyone gets nasty in tone, it's Trump, but whatever.
Oh, sorry. We just got to get off this fantasy that members of the clergy are not political. And I will go even further. Look
Who
at
thought that
Franklin
they weren't?
Graham's remarks.
Who said it was a
from the
fantasy?
Inauguration. And with Joe Biden sitting there watching on, talking about the dark times of the last several years and how Donald Trump was sent here by God or whatever. I don't want to paraphrase. I want to misquote. The point is, it had political undertones too, and it happens all the time. And it should not shock anybody. The Pope recently weighed in on deportations. Now, many people, have their views about this particular Pope, but just this idea that we ought to rend our garments and be so shocked every time somebody is on a pulpit and says something political is just sort of silly.
It's worth noting, I think, that the idea of mercy, and I mean, look, your point is well taken. People pick and choose which scripture they would like to focus on. Reminder that Jesus talked about mercy. Let's
More wine?
We had a reminder of that from the grandson of Jimmy Carter at the recent funeral when he, in the pulpit at the National Cathedral,
I'm drinking
read
it
from
down.
the Beatitudes.
Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy.
Of course, that is not Donald Trump's favorite.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of innocuous right there. Just that's just saying like that's just a normal Bible. That's just normal. That's not political. I put that away. I don't even know why they put that. But I don't really need to see any more of this. This is just pundits bloviating about what's going on here. And at the end of the day, I don't think she was nasty in tone at all. I think she was very like almost pleading. As a matter of fact, let's play it back. I want to hear it again.
In our country, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families.
She's pleading.
Some who fear for their lives.
She's using the influence. Look at that. She's using the influence she has in that moment to make a statement. It's not nasty. The way you felt inside is that you saw your own nastiness. And I think what happens is when he's shown something in himself, he just spits it back at you, Anyway. I thought, I think that she did an amazing job. What she did was very brave. And I'm concerned. I'm concerned about what's going to happen. Oh, they did an interview with her. I would love to see this, actually.
They may not be citizens or have the proper documentation.
I love that they got a
The vast
close-up on his
majority of
face
immigrants are not criminals.
where you just see him
They
just
pay
being
taxes.
like, I don't give a
They
fuck.
are good neighbors.
That's a straight,
They are faithful members of.
that's a straight I don't give a fuck face, bro. He's like, ooh, yo, come on, look at the way he squinted, bitch. Is there any other word that could be in his mind right now? Bitch? The fuck?
Our churches and mosques.
Someone got fired. Who? Someone got fired after this. Who put me in this church?
Synagogues.
Who let that pastor up?
And temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away.
That was the Episcopal Bishop of Washington yesterday at the National Cathedral talking directly to the president, directly, eye to eye,
Yeah.
about
Which is brave.
humility, kindness,
Yeah.
honesty,
Yeah.
honoring the inherent dignity of every person, talking
Right.
to him about respect, about mercy.
Way to frame the argument.
This is not
Miss
his usual
Maddow.
bailiwick. It is hers, though. Joining us now is the Right Reverend Marianne Edgar Buddy. She's the Episcopal Bishop of
The
Washington, D.C.
brave
Buddy, I really
bishop,
appreciate you
honestly.
making the time.
I think
know you
she's
have
extremely brave
a
for
lot
that.
of options where to be, and I appreciate you being here.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
What made you decide to make that appeal the way you did, to ask him for mercy in that way?
Well, as you summarized so well, as I was thinking about at the end, toward the end of my preparation, the pillars of unity, it struck me that I was missing one, and that last one was mercy, to have mercy and compassion. And rather than state it in sweeping terms, I thought I would acknowledge to the president, acknowledge that he had come to the highest office of the land, that he had millions of people had entrusted him with this power.
Yep.
And I wanted to make, as you heard, a plea, a request that he...
A plea. Exactly what I thought. She wasn't being nasty. She was pleading to him. Please, Mr. President, please have mercy on these souls. I know what your MO is. I know you're here trying to deport people. I know you're here trying to say that there's only two genders. I know you're trying to take away birthright citizenship, et cetera, whatever else executive orders he signed in his first 24, 48 hours. I know you're trying to accomplish all these things, but please have some mercy on their souls, as these are people who have families. They may not have all the property. This is literally I almost can't even what else? And he's going to say she needs to apologize? He needs, honestly, and no one can make him do this because he's so self-absorbed and has all the yes people around him. I think that's a moment of introspection. If that's your first reaction is she needs to apologize, I think there's something to think about the way that you're interacting with any people, or the fact that you can't engage with her plea for compassion. Are you a compassionate person? Do you have compassion? Do you have mercy in your heart? It does call the question about his morality, in my opinion. It does. If he's supposed to be a Christian, and he claims to be, and he's selling Trump Bibles, it does call into question, how much compassion do you really have, Mr. Trump? If you can't even engage on the moral grounds of mercy and consideration and love thy enemy or thy neighbor or whatever the hell you consider them.
He broaden his
Just
characterization of the people
that
are frightened now and are at risk of losing everything.
Right.
And I thought that that would be the more respectful way to say it, and also to appeal to not
New
only
executive
the president,
order.
but to all who might
Pastors
be
have to
listening,
pay taxes.
to appeal to what we know to be true about our immigrant neighbors, who they are, the kind of people that we're blessed to be among, and to remember them in our understanding of what it means to be America.
What I see here is it's just a woman who took advantage of an opportunity to send a message of love out to the nation. What else could it be? What else could it be but that? Please love each other. Please let us stop this infight. I think it's a beautiful thing what she did. How dare he? He's like, no, we must fight. He is a divisive guy.
Your opportunity in that moment to minister directly to the president is a very unique moment. I know that
she's about to talk about it.
You've been the bishop in Washington for a long time, and you were there for his first inaugural as well. But I wanted to ask about the broader question of the role of the church right now in moral leadership in this moment. We have seen the Catholic Church, the Episcopal Church, elements of the Lutheran Church, other congregations all over the country, very diverse types of churches, offer themselves, for example, as sanctuaries for people who are facing deportation. What do you see as the role of the church in helping lead the public and helping us understand what our moral responsibilities are right now?
Right. That's a great question. I would say the first and primary role that we have is by example, to take the teachings of our faith, to welcome a stranger, to love as we've been loved, to be compassionate, and to live that out in real terms with real people in our communities. So that's foundational. And then, when given the opportunity to speak and to be at times a conscience, at other times a consolation, to be present, ministering or pastoring the common good. And so it takes many forms. It depends on the moment. We're in a particularly harsh moment now when it comes to conversations around immigrant populations in our midst, and so that was the reason for the tone I took now. But it could have been a very different tone in a different context, depending.
I like, you know what it is? It's like, because she's like an individual with like a real life and isn't like the president. It's not like Elon Musk, who can like take away your verified status, or, you know, Donald Trump that can like pardon or write a law to fuck you up, take away your status in society. She's here actually like reflecting on herself about like, maybe, you know, if I did come off with the tone. No, she didn't. She took the opportunity to have the bravery to send a message of love directly to the president, looking him in the eyes like, hey, you know, like, remember this, remember compassion, remember love. And for that, she should never apologize. And I understand she's trying to parse what she's doing, but you know what? This lady, that's a quality human being, and we need more human beings like that who stand on principle. Let me drink a little wine on there. Who act on principle and not on some preconceived notion of, you know, like, what is my party saying? How do we further the party agenda? No, what's good for humanity? What's good for society? What's gonna bring us forward? So I commend this lady, and I gave some time to the left. So let's see some time to the right. I'm gonna look at some Tim Pool. Why? Because I see that he's always saying stupid shit, and I just want to see what stupid shit he's up to, because I'm just oh yeah, the H-1B visa. Okay, let's take a look. I don't know who these people are. He debates. Okay, Tim Pool explains how free trade destroyed the American. I don't care about that. I don't care about the
reported crime.
I don't care. Let's take a look at this. Interviewing anti-Trump protesters at the People's March. That's not Tim Pool. I want to see Tim Pool. Marriage has become useless in modern America. The state should have to say no. Okay, well, this is interesting. I'll watch this.
Marriage is only.
Isn't this guy? I've seen him before. Listen, my TikTok only tries to red pill me. That's all. That's why I don't use TikTok. It's all like, women are shit, black people are oppressed. I'm like, I don't want to look at like they're, you know, they say that like I have a buddy who sent me something and it said something like, by the way, more wine, cheers, more wine. Cheers. I have a buddy who sent me something that TikTok is like one of the best pieces of like shadow work that we've ever seen in the modern world, because it shows you kind of like who you are and what you really want to see. But I don't think that's true for me. I get so annoyed with my TikTok that I don't use it. That's why I don't use TikTok, because I'm like, why do you keep? I feel like they show me only things I don't want to see. I want to see like funny jokes, and then it just sends me the most depressing shit about black people, about transgender people, about how women aren't anything, are scum. I'm like, what? I don't want this. I want something like fun. I just wanted to enjoy myself. So I don't use TikTok for that reason. And this guy's always on there beating down women. Do I get entertained sometimes? Yeah, because it's sometimes like, oh, he made a point, because sometimes he does make points. But, you know, that's not what I want to see all the time. You know, people say the algorithm is great. Not for me. It doesn't work. It does whatever algorithm I'm immune to it. I'm immune to the algorithm.
Only as useful as it is recognized. And the state cannot force people to recognize marriage. They can't do it.
I believe there's a strong possibility in this next coming Trump administration we see the overturning of Obergefell,
which is the 2015 case which codified gay marriage.
Basically required all the states to recognize that if a gay marriage had existed, and they moved to another state, they have to be recognized.
Honored,
Right. I think that elections have consequences, of which one was not directly, but with this structure of the Supreme Court, it seems likely that we're going to see a massive cultural shift. I think it's probable that we do have a case, I believe, that's going through now. I forgot which one it is, that could see gender identity removed as a protected class. I also think the Supreme Court may likely, if challenged, or I should say if a challenge is presented, overturn gay marriage. And I'm curious what our non-liberal friends think, because largely
there's a 0% chance they're going to overturn gay marriage. Nobody wants that. I don't know. Maybe somebody does. I don't know. I don't think anybody really wants that. I think people are happy that gay people are getting married. Who cares? I just wonder. Like, it really, like, there's like an image in my head of like, how is this happening? Because, you know, once again, I'm agnostic atheist. Sorry. I'm agnostic atheist. See, I have a lisp. Okay. So whatever. I'm not like Christian. I don't like see that. I don't see like super Christian shit. So like, I just imagine some dude laying in his bed while other people are out here minding their own business, and he's preoccupied about some gay dude he doesn't know because it's not part of his social friend group or anything like that. It's not like he's exposing himself to gay people on the regular. He's upset. He's pissed off because there's gay people getting married somewhere. Why? Why are you mad about this? What is it doing to you? How is this affecting you? It's probably not even happening in your town because you're so conservative. And it's probably the reason why you're so conservative is just because of the area you grew up in. Probably if you grew up somewhere else, you wouldn't feel the same ways that you do. So why are you so upset about gay people getting married? What does it do to you? How is this? Why is this a thing? You know, I don't care. Give everybody all the rights as long as they're not violating anybody else's rights. Who cares? What is the big? Why would you want to overturn that? It's silly. It's a spangle. It's a relic of our Protestant past, and it's just fascinating that we are still having this conversation. I thought it went away, but this guy, like, I can see why. Okay, I can see why this guy's always. I see why people watch him because he's talking about shit that no one should be talking about. Like, who cares?
Conservatives aren't going out there and making a principal issue that gay marriage should be ended, but I think they probably support the end of gay marriage.
I'll go first on this.
Oh my God, it's Myron. Oh, I hate this dude, bro. I hate this man. This is a very bad person. I didn't even know he showed up on this show. This is a bad person. He doesn't like Jewish people. And it's crazy. It's crazy how wild he goes at Jewish people. And I don't know why he does that. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. And he hates women. I mean, like, he likes to have sex with women, I guess. Or, like, to treat women as objects. But he hates women. He hates them.
Mine is very simple. Gays should be able to have civil unions, not gay marriage. It's a religious ceremony. Then, you know, obviously we all know the Abrahamic religions forbid homosexuality. So I don't think that they should have the ability to marry, but they should have all the civil liberties and protections that come from marriage. But the title itself needs to be changed. I also think that gay marriage is kind of a slippery slope that's allowed a lot of sexual degeneracy to kind of flourish, right? Whether it's the 99 genders, all the other problems that we have with the drag queens, etc. I understand that it's a small minority, trans represent 1%, but it's been problematic. And gay marriage has absolutely allowed that to flourish.
Okay, let me.
So I'm gonna just step in here where he talks about particularly with the gay marriage that like it should be called something else. Just to me, as somebody who's not religious, saying that like it's like a religious thing, it's like, so what? It's like The Lord of the Rings was written by J.R.R. Tolkien. Okay? Who cares? Like, it's all fantasy to me. So like, why can't they take part? You know, why don't they? Well, they should just make their own gay book where they call it marriage the same way, and it's the same thing to me. It's just without all the unnecessary history and reading and boring Sundays. It's silly to think that you could gatekeep something that's based on fairy tales. That's how I look at it. You're gonna gatekeep something that's based on fairy tales? Come on, dude. Let them have marriage. It's just a word. Let them call themselves Christians. You know why? Because we're in America. It's free speech. They could identify as a Christian, and then when they go to a church, they could be asked to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hurting anyone. Why? Like, if two men want to get married, if two women want to get married, who cares? Who cares? Why is it bothering? How is it bothering you? Like, at least he said that he believes that they should be able to have civil unions. I think that that's something. It's not nothing. It's not nothing because at least he thinks that they should be able to have the rights to be together. It's just like, let the government's there to serve the people. If people want to get together and, you know, and join their lives and their taxes and their income statements, whatever it is, then whatever it is to the state, let it, you know, make yourself amenable. It's a large enough percentage of the population where it matters. You know, just, you know, like at the end of the day, it's like, I get, the only thing I want to say is this, is like when things become so complicated that it's actually like more costly to try to accommodate than to leave the existing system in place. Yeah, I agree. Like maybe we shouldn't be doing that. Right. But I don't think that's the case with gay marriage. I think it's like, isn't it like 10% of people are gay or something like that? And like less than 1% is transgender, you know, but still nonetheless, 10% are like gay, something around to that effect. That's a substantial proportion of the population. 10% is nothing to snuff at. If you take what is it? What are we at? 375 million? That's 37 million people in the United States. I guess if they're adults, whatever. The math doesn't really work out that simply because, you know, whatever. But it's a large proportion of the people that identify as gay. Why not let them just get married? What is the state? What does the state care if we're really a secular nation? What does the state care? Anyway, I'm rambling because I've been drinking. Let's continue.
Hang on, let me get my position.
And then you give your position, and I know, yeah.
So anyway.
Okay, stop, Andrew.
Yeah,
chill.
You stop, Luke.
You've said that every
Luke,
time.
calm down, Luke.
I thought I was about to go.
Well, Luke, let him give
Oh, I think that guy over there is so this guy is like he insults women. He's one of those types, and so is Myron. That other guy who just was shown, he's like really leftist, I believe.
Take a breath,
and then you can
take a breath.
Literally said,
hostility is
I'll go
shown on
first,
this.
then Andrew.
The blood pressure is higher here than you might think.
Remember how Tim said, I'm interested to hear from the non-liberals, their
I forgot
position.
about that, yeah.
That's not, are you a non-liberal?
I just know.
He's a liberal one.
Stop talking, Luke. Stop talking, Luke.
Luke, just
stop talking.
Okay, guys.
And then you can refute it. 'Cause I know you disagree with us.
I don't actually care to go right now. I'm just curious, like, why you're this wound up.
Right, okay, guys, come on.
The only person Bergen is you.
Right, okay, guys. The reason I asked the non-liberals is because they're going to present the argument that is outside the current standard.
Yeah.
It is currently the standard that Obergefell is upheld. What do you think?
So marriage is only as useful as it is recognized. And the state cannot force people to recognize marriage. They can't do it. People's purview of marriage is that it's between men and women. There's a reproductive status which occurs with it, and that it's a institution which is sacramental through religion. This is the purview of most people who still identify in this country. By the way, the majority still identify as Christian,
disagree.
like it or not.
I don't disagree with all that.
And so marriage is only as useful as it's recognized.
Well, as it's recognized by whom? See, that's the tricky thing. As it's recognized by whom? As it's recognized by the state, or it's recognized by religion? Because ultimately, there are religions that do recognize gay marriage. Even Christian Protestant churches, or whatever they call them, like groups that accept gay people. They're out there. So, I mean, like, there are religions that accept gay people. I've seen churches with rainbow flags outside of them. So what's the real problem? Like, recognized by whom? Recognized by the state. All the state cares about is how you're paying your taxes. If two men want to pay taxes together, who cares? If two women want to pay taxes together, who cares? If they want to write off something together, who cares? If they want to combine their incomes, who cares? Make it easy. Who cares? If they want to call it marriage, so be it. It's not like it's just a word. You want to call it civil union, you want to call it marriage, call it marriage. If they really, who cares? Who cares, bro? Why do y'all care so much? That I actually am genuinely curious why they care so much.
And it's still not recognized. That's the truth is that Christians still don't recognize it. They still don't consider it to be valid.
There are Christians who recognize. He's wrong. There are Christians that recognize gay marriage, which anyway, let's just keep going. There's tons of Christians who don't care. Matter of fact, most people I talk to do not care that gay people are getting married. It's just like people like you who stay up at night dreaming about men. I mean, dreaming about people getting gay married and getting upset.
They may say you're married. They may, the state can imbue you with marriage. And you can even have polls where conservatives say, you know what, fine, whatever, right? But they themselves, they don't recognize it as being valid. So I think it's completely fine for the Supreme Court to say, look, this is invalid. This should be a religious institution. We should take it out of the state's hands anyway.
Just to clarify.
It doesn't. I don't even understand what he's saying, because ultimately it's not a religious institution. It's in terms of the way that the state looks at it. The state looks at it in terms of taxes and households. That's the way they're looking at it. And property rights and shit like that. And, like divorce and stuff like that and legal. That's the way that the state looks at it. The religion, to me, is secondary. To be 100, ultimately, it's not even religious. It's biological, and then the religions have formalized the process under their own religious dogma to be a certain type of marriage. And ultimately, there's tons of religions that get married. It's not only in the United States Christians that get married. It's all over the world. Hindu people get married. Muslim people get married. Zoroastrian people, I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like they get married. Whatever. There's so many different types of religions that get married. Why can't gay people get married too? It doesn't even work. It's like, it's a stilted argument, and it makes no sense.
Clarify that the ruling on Obergefell wasn't about whether it was a religious institution or not. It was about
I know.
It was a core component was whether states should recognize licensing from other states.
Yeah, just the secular part.
Right. Yeah, it was 5-4 on the liberal side, which is why I think it might go 5-4 overturning.
It could be. Wait, before you respond, because Myron said something interesting that I
just because it would doesn't mean
echo, and I'm curious on that.
That
you
I
made a caveat
agree,
for like civil unions or
that anybody would agree.
Unions. Would you do that as well, or no?
No, I think here's what I think. I think that marriage itself, as an institution from the state, is gone anyway. I mean, look at the divorce rates, everything else. It's basically destroyed from a secular paradigm. I actually don't even understand the point of marriage for secularists. If it's just for tax purposes,
I was about to say taxes.
Then reform.
That's why I gave that caveat.
Spoiler alert!
All you have
That's
to
the
do,
only reason I gave that
then all you
taxes.
have to do is simply reform the tax code so that these breaks are still given to whoever, or you could just reform the tax code.
I think you two are much more likely
to
accept.
Well, now that he says that, it's much more like, okay, there's something to think about here. Like, he's talking about the tax code, like reform the tax code so that these breaks are given. And then you could call, like, who cares then at that point? And then in my opinion, I think if you put it that way, then who cares? Yeah. The state, but then at the same time, just call them married if they want to be called married. Who cares? Because, like, at the end of the day, there are Christian churches that marry gay men. Are you going to say that those churches aren't real? They exist. But I'll just type this in real quick. I hope that this doesn't come back to bite me. Gay-friendly churches. Oh, I shouldn't put near me, actually. I shouldn't do that. Gay-friendly church. Let's do NYC. Look at this. It's a gay-friendly church. Metropolitan Community Church in New York. It was founded to minister to the LGBT community whose members were not welcome in most churches. So if they marry someone in there, is it real? Like, come on, guys. They sound silly to me. sounds
gay
silly.
marriage than we are to reform the tax code.
Hang
Just
on.
wanna throw that out there. So yeah.
So you could, I mean, that's one thing you can do. The second thing is the brakes aren't that great. That's and that's the truth. They're not.
And at a certain level, they're not. They're
the
not.
third thing is that as far as like a prime directive or things like that, you can give that to your best friend Doug. Like you could give your advanced directive to your best friend Doug. You can do that to anybody who you're with. So all of those things you have access to regardless of your marital status. Secularists, it doesn't even make sense for them to be married. And if they are, why can't they just say, well, I declare that I'm married?
So again, just
I declare I'm married.
No adoption of children either. Gays should.
Well, he's about to say some wild shit, but yeah, I think that people should be able to declare that they're married. I think that's 100%. I think that the church, that in terms of the government and the state, that people should just be able to get married and that's it. Like that, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Let anybody get married. Who cares? Who cares? Just let people get married. What's the issue? Why? You're the state. You're not a religion. Don't get me wrong. If you go into I think that because we're in America, if you go into a church that doesn't like gay people and thinks that they're from the devil or something, and you go in there like, I want to get married here, they have the right to say, no, we hate you. They have the right. I think that that's perfectly fine. But there's another church that will marry you. You get what I'm saying? Like that's just America. It should be like that. But like that in terms of the state, when you go to them and like, we're married, you go with your lumberjack friend who's 7 foot tall with chest hair, a burly beard, a cunning smile, blue eyes that pierce into your soul. Anyway, when you go in to that church with you can marry him. Who cares? Who cares? It's just two people who want to the state should be like, oh, you guys are together. Check. Box checked.
Completely be removed from being allowed to be around
Can
children.
Let me back that up.
Married, and if they are, why can't they just say, well, I declare that I'm married?
So again, just
I declare I'm married.
No adoption of children either. Gays should completely be removed from being allowed to be around children.
That's insane. That's insane talk, bro. I think bad people should not be allowed to adopt children. That's it. Bad people who will do bad things. You see that look on his face? It's so prejudiced. Like you could feel the prejudice radiating off of that facial expression. This guy thinks he knows what's good for everyone, bro. I'm telling you, when you hear this guy talk, he thinks he's God. I swear to God, he does.
Just to further clarify one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
So in your construction, there would be like no state involvement with marriage.
19 minutes behind, but that's Andrew Big Papa Fascist Christian Nationalist. That's Andrew Big Papa Fascist Christian Nationalist? What? I have no idea what that is. But what's up, Morph? How's it going today, man? I hope you're having a good one 19 minutes behind. Hope you catch up at some point. Really, honestly, if you're watching at this point in time, just skip to the live, bro. Keep me company, dude. Why would you not keep me company? Instead of, you want to catch up to the whole discussion? I'm going to talk about a whole bunch of shit.
Marriage or civil union at all.
Yeah, the only way that the state would become involved, and necessarily it would have to, would be for some things which could be custodial, things like that. But generally,
there'd be no license.
But generally, religion has always governed these things. And there's ecclesiastical authority standards from the Catholic and Orthodox Church, for instance, that govern how marriage goes. And by the way,
I don't even think that what he's saying, it doesn't even make sense. It's kind of just a weird, like, governed what? Governed what? What is, I guess I hear what he's saying, where he's saying like marriage is dead if he's saying like the church has always governed this or whatever, but to me it's all bullshit anyway. And like the state should just accept two people getting married, so who cares? Once again, who cares? Like, who cares if the church is like, oh yeah, we really believe in you. We believe in you a lot. Guess what? There's another church that'll be like, we believe in you. So who cares?
The more religious you are, if you defer to the church for assisting you, and if they grant a divorce in the first place, in custody arrangements, things like this. They have a great track record of that. The state doesn't. The state doesn't have a good track record of it. They generally favor one parent over the other, and that's been the woman.
Well, okay. Well, you're talking about divorce, and yeah, that's a thing. I think that the state favors women when it comes to divorce way too much, and that and I understand kind of, you know what it is. It's like the problem is that there's good men, and I consider myself one of them. Like if I ever had a kid, I would take care of it. Like it doesn't matter who I had that kid with, because it's my kid. I want them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that some people are just different. Like they just have that in them. Like if it's my kid, I want him. I want that kid in my life. I want to take care of it. Not everybody's like that, right? But like I also think if a woman leaves you, especially now in the 21st century, like what right does she have to my stuff? It's just another person. And in that way, I definitely want gay people to get married, because I want everybody to be treated the same, including women. Because if someone were to marry me and be able to take all my stuff, that sucks. Like, why do they get to take half my stuff? Even if they, that's the archaic nature of the religiosity of the things that we're dealing with. And those are the issues I have.
For a long time, that's been the standard. It is slowly changing, thank God, but that has been the case.
Cheers.
There's actually no good reason, no compelling reason for secularists to get married at all. Definitely no compelling reason for homosexuals to get married. They're not going to be able to get married in Christian churches anyway. So who are they getting married by? Just the state.
There are Christian churches.
No, those aren't Christian churches.
Absolutely there are.
Self-ID, if I'm Christian, doesn't make you Christian.
Okay, so
Now here we go. There's no true Scotsman or something like that, right? But it's like identifying, so basically what he's saying there is that once you believe in gay marriage, you're no longer Christian. Like once you're a Christian church that accepts gay marriage, you're no longer a Christian church. But his argument was that Christian churches don't accept gay people. You get what I'm saying? So basically he's saying by definition, by accepting gay marriage, you can no longer be a Christian church. But his argument is founded on the idea that churches don't accept gay people. No Christian church does that. No one accepts it. It's an oxymoron. It's a paradox. It's not. It's just silly. It's circular reasoning. It's a false definition. Whatever you want to call it. The fact is that there are churches that do accept gay people. That's the fact. That's the fact. Jeez Louise. That's the fact. Man, I'm pretty lit. I didn't really eat enough before I started drinking this. Makes me think this. I don't order food, but it makes me want to, and I'm not going to. But I'm sure I got some food in the refrigerator. I'll eat something before I order anything. But it's silly because he's saying no. It's crazy to even sit here and watch. I guess people watch this. That's what I realized. People watch this and then unironically go I agree with him. When his logic doesn't even make any sense. You just have to be, basically it's just a reaffirmation of people who have their heels dug in for reasons other than logic, which would have to be somewhat religious thinking.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me go. So you mentioned, I know some of yours is detaching from, because you're saying even marriage in general is tarnished now. But to Tim's question, marriage isn't religious when the state is the one bolstering it, right? We have the separation of church and state, so it has to be a secular concept.
Why does the state need to be involved in marriage?
Even if it's bolstering
for tax reasons,
something that crosses over with a religious
for legal
practice,
reasons,
which is marriage. So the state honoring a marriage, which is just a legal commitment between two people, and that's something that people who are secular also want to make. And that's the state honoring, because I do think a society is better off when people make such commitments to.
Yeah, why do you need the state for that commitment?
There's all sorts of things that the state will incentivize, even like as we try to implement some pro-family policies that give you better family.
Gays shouldn't have families.
So let me finish.
Is his argument like maniacal laughter? Was that an argument, or it was just bizarre? To me, it's like, what do you do? To me, it's kind of weird. Just like when you hear ultimately when you hear like arguments that come from like religious reasoning, which is like almost oxymoronic in itself, you just realize like there's nothing really in back of it except for like he's kind of bullying him, or that's the attempt, is to bully him there. It's not to actually create an argument.
Okay, go ahead.
Come on. And that, child tax credit, there's things that you want to support and incentivize through the implementation of policy. I think marriage is one of them. And so it can't be about whether or not it's tarnishing the religious concept of marriage, because those two things are separate concepts. Then you brought up, and I hear this
Can we
a
do
lot.
it one point at a time?
Well, you made a lot of points as well. But you brought up that marriage is believed to be a man-woman concept.
Yes.
But I feel like that's a strange thing to put your argument on, because it's just public opinion, and public opinion has shifted so radically. Like right here, is this support for same-sex marriage? Yeah, so there's actually a majority support if you want to look up there.
It shows that.
It's dropping, but you were wrong.
No, I wasn't wrong.
No, you were wrong that people don't support.
Whoa, American Survey Center. I don't know what these surveys are and who makes them. Like ultimately you just believe, like someone could just make a survey. I don't know. Hey Bob, you believe? I don't know who believes what. But I'm actually surprised to find that if this is somewhat accurate, like that Generation Z isn't a fan of same-sex marriage? Is that real? Like that between 2001 and 2023. You know what I think? If you go a few years in the future, that number's going to come back up. That's just my opinion, because I think what it was is that a lot of them got a lot of like the propaganda given to them when they were really young that was like, accept everybody, and it was maybe a little bit too much, and they're like going back, they're like, that was too much, like we're not as gay as y'all want us or are trying to make us be. Maybe there's some of that, like too much like propaganda. But I think it'll come back higher. I think that, like, give them a little bit more time. It was only over 2 years.
Same-sex marriage, because you were saying the concept is believed to be by people between a man and woman, which is not what the polling shows.
What I said,
and then you talked about it being for reproduction. So I would ask, any restrictions you would implement for same-sex couples, would you implement for like infertile couples?
Okay, so let's back up, and yes, I'll answer your question, but I'm going to take these one at a time.
All right.
Okay, so let's start with what I actually said. I literally said, Luke, that it's the perception of the religious. These aren't valid. They're not saying you can't do them because they just consider them to be invalid. Okay. And when you dig into the data, that's what you find. That's one. The second thing is the government's job, if this
who cares about religion
involved for marriage, it's supposed to be for the promotion of the health and welfare of the state. That would be the family unit. Now, we can look at birth rates in the United States, and we can see marriage has not done us any favors when it comes to reproduction. It has not done us any favors when it comes to intact family units, more single moms than ever, more single fathers than ever. There's almost no virgins who get married. I mean, it's basically that ship has sailed. Okay, the institution of marriage itself is cheapened. You also go on to say, what about child tax credits? You get those even if you're not married, Luke. You get the earned income credit even if you're not married, Luke.
And that was an example of the government incentivizing something.
Yeah, but the government's not incentivizing that through marriage, because you get it even if you're not married.
That's what I'm saying.
You get it.
Hang on, Luke. I was saying I think marriage is an incentivization.
Let me respond. Let me finish the response, Luke.
Relationship as well.
Let me finish the response.
Just like how through other policies,
Luke, can I finish the response, Luke?
You said something fake about what I was saying, so I just wanted to explain.
Yeah, okay, even though you said it. You said we have things in marriage like the earned income tax credit. It's like, no, that applies.
That's not what he said.
Yes,
let me explain so you can continue.
Rewind the tape, bro.
No, I said, I believe that marriage as a state concept, because you asked why should the state do it? I said, well, because I actually do think people building wealth together, building a life together, same sex or not, is a better structure for a society. And so incentivizing that through honoring it by the state is good, just like how we incentivize other things, like having children through child tax credit. It was just a separate, just like how we do that. Does
No,
that make
that
sense?
wasn't. But to answer to your question, when it comes to women who are infertile or can't reproduce, and you, Andrew, you said a component of marriage is reproduction. Remember, this is a component of marriage, not the entire purpose of it. In my view, the purpose of marriage is that the man is representing the Christ head, the woman the body of the church. That's what the purpose of marriage is from the religious standpoint.
What?
That aside, from the
I don't know
secular
anything about that.
standpoint, when you're talking about women who get married and they cannot reproduce, there's still a set standard for what is called normalcy, meaning if you are promoting the normalcy of men and women together reproducing, even the few who cannot reproduce, it still sets the standard for reproduction. In other words, it's still a reflection of reproduction itself because it's a man and a woman. So it sets that standard.
And we have a different, I guess, obviously moral framework, because I'm saying I think the normalcy that should be exhibited.
I don't know. You could just say it's the normalcy of heterosexual marriage, and then gay marriage is different. Who cares? It doesn't really do anything for me to make me feel like it doesn't do anything to make me feel like, well, that settles it. Like, who cares? Once again,
the behavior that should be encouraged through this institution is committed relationships to one another. And because I am fine with gay couples adopting, I think that
that's problematic.
Hang on, I got to ask one thing. I got to ask.
I think that that's a good way to
Luke,
bond.
I got to
people.
ask, is that true? Is that actually true, or is it actually true that you don't care if people have polygamous marriages? That you don't care if people have orgies in their marriage? That you don't care if they open their marriages up? And that you don't give a shit about they're not sanctified to you in any way, shape, or form? Do you actually care if gays have big ass sex parties, gay husbands, they open their marriage up? Is there any concern for any of those things as you're talking about? Well, wait,
who cares?
I do believe that it's good for society to have this healthy normal standard.
We got the question.
Yeah.
What is the healthy normal standard?
Yeah, this is what I was mentioning earlier. The tone. I don't know why. I can explain. Yeah, I agree that whether or not I care about what other people are doing in their lives, I do acknowledge when things are societally advantageous. And I think it's societally advantageous to legally, contractually, by the state, support people's commitment to one another and bonding of their lives, finances, etc.
Well, what's the
actually, I think there you go. He actually nailed it. Thank you. Is basically what he's saying is that like, when people make commitments to each other, and there's a certain type of commitment that people make when they're romantic to each other, or when they're like committed to each other, and like there's something going on, is what he's basically saying. I actually learned about this. The guy is so eloquent that I learned more about how I feel about this. Ultimately, that there is something that happens between two human beings where they connect on a level that's not just a business relationship. It's deeper than that. It's a connection. It's like and that they want to codify that legally, where it's like, I want to be connected to you in a way that we are one. Where what I do and what you do is connected, legally, financially, and otherwise. And I want that to be recognized when I make decisions in the real world that matters legally, financially, and otherwise. And if you leave me, there should be that it's not a normal thing. Right, it's not a normal thing when you leave me. Because if you leave me, you're affecting me because we were one. And that's a human thing. It's not a gay thing. It's not a straight thing. It's a human thing. That's deeper than the church, in my opinion. And I know the church wants to act like it's like the deepest thing that ever existed. It's deeper. It's like a solemn bond. It's like if you're in a brotherhood, even, like if you're in like a brotherhood, even like some brotherhoods wanted bonds deeper than marriage, right? Like the solemn vow you made, it was deeper than your blood and your life and your soul. Right? Like, I think there's something to be said here that, like, and yeah, the church didn't get involved. The state didn't. This is what happens when you've been drinking enough. The state may not have gotten involved in the brotherhood, but I think there's something to be said there. There's something to be said about the idea that the bonds between people aren't always about sex and reproduction. Anyway, this guy is very good.
Normalcy.
That commitment.
But if the commitment doesn't mean anything because you can just open your marriage up, you don't care about that.
No, I care about. I care about.
You can do all these things. What's the normalcy?
I haven't even said a statement about.
Okay, do you care if people open their marriage up, Luke?
Other people's ways of handling their marriages, I can think is not the best thing for their own happiness or whatever.
Sure.
And that's why marriage right now is still between two people.
Yeah, but what about the normalization aspect?
And so the normalization, marriage is normalizing the commitment. What happens outside of that, just like in straight man-woman relationships, crazy stuff happens too. And we can say, all right, I'm not going to hate on you for that, but I might have a stance that something else should be an affirmative good that we promote. Fine.
Yeah, so when we're talking about normalization, the reason that you think that marriage is advantageous is because there's a normalization aspect of society. I agree. But just telling two people, well, you can commit through the state via contract for what, though, Luke? For what? What is the purpose? The purpose would be reproduction. The purpose would be a family unit. The purpose would be intact family homes. The purpose of it would not be for like orgy sex or for opening the marriage up or for things like that. It would have to.
What a jump. Like, what a leap. No one said it was about that, bro. You just want to. This guy thinks about orgies a lot. I'm telling you, bro. This guy is like, them gay orgies. Why haven't they invited me? Anyway, I'm done.
You would have to have
a family unit with two dads or two moms.
At some point want to talk about the legal stuff.
You cannot have a family unit with two dads or two moms.
Where they reproduce, you can't. But like, for example, with the, it's 400,000 people who are currently in the foster care system. Some of those who are available to, you can, foster them or adopt them. I'd love, and I think it's a societal good for a same-sex couple, which outcomes for same-sex kids of same-sex couples are great. They're not worth
funded by LGBT.
Yeah, it's always funded by everything. I know, but you never have studies refute it. And so,
actually, we do.
Thanks for watching this clip from the.
I have to eat something because I just started drinking wine without eating, and I'll tell you what, that's a thing that affects you. It's not gonna not affect you. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to make a chicken breast sandwich. Damn, man, this light. You know what? This light makes me, with the wine and everything, makes me feel like I'm like I got like wrinkles on my face. You know, I'm like, damn, son, you old, bruh. Getting there, but it's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Anyway, I will be right back, but I really need to eat something. Y'all can't understand it. Y'all don't know what level I'm at, but the fact that I have a permanent smile on my face has to be a suggestion of something. Like the fact that I'm smiling through my speech, that's got to mean something. I'm not drunk. I'm lit. I would say I have lit. For me, it's like, I'll tell you, I have levels. There's buzzed, which is like, I'm like, oh, I feel that I've drank alcohol, but it doesn't mean that it's affected me. Then there's lit, which is like, woo, I'm having fun. And then there's tipsy, where it's like, whoa, I've lost some executive function. And then there's drunk, which is like, we are now in the danger zone. Who knows what will happen? And I would put myself at lit. I'm lit, like, woo, which is a good place to be. But I want to stay in lit, and I don't want to go to tipsy. So I'll be right back.
In the Canaan world. to hide. From first-person shooters to RPGs so grand. In the world of gaming, he rules every land. From the battlefields of war to the depths of fantasy, he's a king amongst gamers, there's no one quite like he. Savage instincts, master of the game, striking fear into his foes. Never met with shame, no one can stop him, no one can tame. He's the ultimate gamer in his throne of fame. In the realm of warblast, he stands tall and strong, his skills unmatched, his victories prolonged. From single-player stories to multiplayer brawls, savage instincts dominates, never falls. With precision and strategy, he conquers every quest. In the world of gaming, he's always the best. Savage instincts, master of the game, striking fear into his foes. Never met with shame, no one can stop him, no one can tame. He's the ultimate gamer in his throne of fame. In the realm of warblast, he stands tall and strong, his skills unmatched, his victories prolonged. From single-player stories to multiplayer brawls, never fall.
That moment when you open up the refrigerator and realize you have no mayonnaise? Look, I've seen Undercover Brother and everything, but I usually have mayonnaise. I don't know. It's kind of wild. Wow, it's funny because I've already watched this video. I think that's hilarious that I've already seen it.
You know, you and I have tons in common.
I love mayonnaise, by the way.
It's like to be discriminated against. I mean, just because a girl has a healthy sexual appetite doesn't mean she can't do her job. They look at you, and all they see is a threatening black man. And they look at me, and all they see are my full breasts and my narrow waist that tapers to my pert backside. It's just not fair.
Here you go, folks.
It's not fair.
And here's the extra mayonnaise you ordered.
Yum, yum.
Enjoy.
This is the best stuff.
I love mayonnaise, by the way. I don't know why they made mayonnaise seem like it's evil.
No, I haven't. It's my first time.
Oh, take a bite of my sandwich. Come on, Anton.
She has pretty eyes.
One little bite.
Scrumptious.
Oh, Anton. I can't wait to see you in these corduroys.
Oh, you're gonna make me blush. And you might not see it.
May I help you, sir?
Hello, fellow person of color. How's it going today? What's going down?
What are you doing with that girl?
What girl?
That girl.
Oh, the white woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm undercover. And sometimes when you go undercover, you have to do things you wouldn't normally do. No matter how difficult, how dangerous, how good it might have felt.
Like having sex with white girls.
Damn it, woman, would you just back off?
Attention. Angry black man in khakis.
Golly, I must have tricked her something. Oh, hi, Tanja. Listen, I was wondering, do you have any Dickies? Because I couldn't find them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we're all sold out.
Oh, that's too bad. Come on, Anton. I saw a mock turtleneck at Eddie Bauer that's perfect for you. Thanks for all your help. Bye-bye, Tanja. Bye-bye.
So stupid. Funny movie. I wonder who that lady was. I think her name is Why She Devil. In the movie, but I'm wondering who she actually is. Denise Richards. That's her name. Cute lady. I always like to look at what they look like now to see how they age. I mean, look, I've seen worse. But she was in her prime, obviously, you know. It's not bad. I don't think it's that bad, you know. But she was real pretty. It's not that bad. Listen, man, you get older. Oof. Listen, you catch me at my worst moment, it's not going to look as good as her in her worst moment, I assure you. Anyway. This worked. Oh, I want to see this.
Oh, Mr. Stark, you have been described by some as a Da Vinci for our time. What do you have to say about that?
Da Vinci, ridiculous. I don't paint.
Oh, and what do you have to say about the fact that Stark Weapons is responsible for millions of deaths since World War II?
Oh boy, let me guess. Berkeley? Ms.
Miss Summer, and it's Brown.
Okay. Well, listen, Ms. Brown. It's an imperfect world, but it's the only one we've got. I assure you the day weapons are no longer needed to keep the peace, I'll happily transit to manufacturing bricks and beams for baby hospitals, making hemp pants and the like, but until that time, can I get you a drink?
You rehearse that much?
Yeah, every night in front of the mirror before bed. Why, is it stale?
Well, I can picture that.
You know what's crazy is like you could tell that he actually hasn't fully developed the character yet. Here's him auditioning for Iron Man. You could actually hear it. He's a little bit more understated when he's talking. It's interesting.
I could show you firsthand.
Sorry, I don't laugh at your jokes. I haven't been paid to like all the DoD fat cats.
And you can see like the little
Stick around, you'll be on payroll soon enough.
like intonations.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you could tell he went a little further.
Okay, you're serious. My old man had a philosophy. Peace by definition means having
He
a
want
bigger
more
stick than the other
charismatic.
guy, so I feed the good dog. We arm the good guys because you can be sure as shit someone's arming the bad guys.
Nice justification coming from the guy selling the sticks.
I mean, my father.
My father, who was commended by FDR for working on the Manhattan Project to help defeat the Nazis.
Look how serious he
War
is.
profiteering.
This is a rhetorical question, no need for a response. Tell me, do you plan to run any...
You could just, it's actually interesting. This is actually really interesting because he definitely makes the character more aloof in the final version. Like he's never usually that serious. He's usually more aloof. I thought it's interesting.
Any pictures of all the millions that we've saved by advancing medical technology or kept from starvation with our telecrops? Or are you going to ignore all those advances that were spawned from military funding?
Wow. Wow, you really have all of this down. You ever lose an hour of sleep your whole life?
I gotta tell you, is that thing wrong?
Yeah.
You're never gonna get me in the sack with that attitude. Crudité?
Any other? A lot of clicking.
Okay. Done. Done. You're still Buckingham Palace. What do we got? What, I gotta break out the psyops? There it is. There's a smile. It's okay. Yeah, so it's natural. Less muscles to smile. Seriously.
I guess in that room it might be working.
Medal. I shit you not.
Thank you, Mr.
Stark. Please call me Tony.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, here you are. You're sweating balls in the desert. You're fighting for our freedom back home. And it's ghastly. The conditions.
Yeah, I would
There's
watch
not
it.
a woman in sight.
I'm a woman.
Yes. Clearly. Although I retract that statement. I'd like to admit that. Guys, I would kid you back home. I got them in rotation like pitchers. What do you got? What do you got? What's getting you through the cold nights, huh? Don't ask, don't tell.
Jimmy met a goat.
He did.
At least it's a girl, okay?
You know what? That's
You know what though? I'll tell you what. Whatever he's doing in that room is working. You get what I'm saying? I think that as much like he does on screen, it comes across like he ends up doing it differently, right? But you can see the glimpses of what will become Iron Man in there. That dry wit. I'm above the whole situationness. It's definitely, you can see it there. You can see it there. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
It's jealousy. Can you smell that? At least you're a one goat man. It's hard to come by. All kidding aside, there's a lot of us doing well back home. We owe a tremendous amount to your sacrifice. I know I'm just a schmuck in the suit who's going to take off in a helicopter in 20 minutes, but there's not much I can do for you, but I'm going to show you a good time. That's something I'm highly decorated for. I got something special planned for you boys, girls, back at the base.
Great.
But there's one condition. You ready? Will you comply, soldier? Jimmy.
They probably wrote it for him.
Jimmy, you get first dibs on the petting zoo.
And you know what it is?
Like
There's
that?
a lot of ad libs.
Sometimes they don't hit. That's all. I'm out here. I'm shooting. In my own
Let me
special
see.
way.
Let me see.
So who else knows about this?
Nobody. Well, as always, there's a chance Pepper might know. I would probably think, yeah, Pepper.
You got to see that there's a lot of scenes that weren't actually like scripted in the Marvel movies. Wasn't this dude on Epstein's Island? Was he on Epstein's Island? Oh wait. Don't tell me that. I like Robert Downey Jr. By the way, I've been drinking, so expect a little bit more sauciness. Oh, he apparently was fucking with Epstein, I guess. I don't know. Let's see the TikToks. TikToks always know the truth. I don't know if he was serious. I don't know. It looks like it's not very light. I don't know. If I go to New York Times, they're going to be like, oh, like, I don't know. I give up. I don't think he was on Epstein's Island.
Please be a secret door. Please be a secret door. Please be a secret door.
Yay. Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 best unscripted moments from MCU movies.
Surprise.
For this list, we're looking at scenes that included lines or moments from Marvel.
I like it when
Cinematic
they have
Universe
unscripted
movies that were
moments
not
in
a part
movies,
of
you
the
know?
original script. we're sticking strictly to the movies, so the Netflix and Disney Plus shows won't be included. Since major plot points will be discussed, you have been warned, spoilers ahead. What's your favorite improvised scene from MCU films? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Move the Leg, The Hug, Captain America Civil War, and Spider-Man Homecoming. It's pretty well known that Robert Downey Jr. liked to improvise some of his dialogue in the various MCU movies he was a part of. Two notable ones come from his interactions with Tom Holland as the web slinger in Captain America
Oh, I know
Civil
this one
War
where he's like, "We're not
and
here yet."
Spider-Man Homecoming. The first comes when Tony is talking to Peter in the latter's bedroom. Holland missed his mark, so Downey simply told him to move.
I'm gonna sit here so you move the leg.
It's such a quick line, but easily shows how Downey knows his character so well. Meanwhile, the entire hug scene in the car is one that came out of Holland spontaneously deciding to try to hug his co-star, who quickly gave the line that had producers laughing.
That's not a hug. I'm just grabbing the door for you. We're not there yet.
Yeah, I know that one. That's like my favorite one. That's like, and it just goes to show his kind of like, that's when he's really into the character. When he says lines like that, where he's like, yeah, we're not there yet. Just that constant aloof cockiness. Just like, I'm above everything. Like, I'm the main character type vibe that he always gives off. Like, and that we love Robert Downey Jr. I've been drinking. That we love Robert Downey Jr. for.
Number 19, Paper Football, Avengers Endgame. You're stranded in the middle of outer space with
It did
no
kinda seem-
prospects of ever
He's
being
you
able
for real?
to get home.
You're Robert Downey Jr.?
Thankfully, you're not alone, but what do you do with your time? If you're Nebula and Iron Man, you sit at a table and fling paper footballs at each other.
You're that handsome?
That was close. That's a goal. We are now one apiece.
I would like to try again. It's a nice bonding moment for the two heroes, but it may not have been part of the original script. Nebula actor Karen Gillan revealed in an interview
Oh, that's
with
the person who
Hollywood
plays her?
Reporter that the
That's
entire
crazy.
scene was improvised. Turns out the practice paid off later in the movie when we see Stark flick Ant-Man in very much the same way.
All right. Flick me.
Number 18, The Fighting Pose, Black Widow.
Yo, I would hound her out,
Superhero
Scarlett
landing and
Johansson.
Fighting
Woo!
poses are two of the
What a
most
woman.
common tropes of the genre. For the latter, Black Widow has been seen with a very particular stance,
What a
especially
woman.
when she flings her hair around like she's in
Scarlett
a shampoo
Johansson.
commercial.
This thing that you do when you whip your hair when you're fighting with the arm and the hair, and you do like a fighting pose.
It's a fighting pose. You're a total poser.
Not a poser.
In the 2021 Black Widow film, we meet Natasha's sister Yelena, who could easily go up against Tony Stark in a quipping match. During a conversation with the stunt team about Yelena's own pose, actor Florence Pugh was not a fan of the idea at all. Her discussion of how unrealistic some of the landings are inspired writer Eric Pearson to write a joke about them on the spot. It worked beautifully, as this was one gag that certainly stuck the landing.
Ugh, that was disgusting.
Number 17, Scott's comeback line, Ant-Man. Another one of the great improvisational actors
Cheers.
within the MCU has to be Paul Rudd. Long before he ever put on the Ant-Man suit, he was improving countless lines of dialogue in plenty of other films. So it's no surprise that he would inject a little bit of his own personality into Scott Lang.
Terrible.
You want to show me how to punch? Show me.
That's how you punch. During the filming of Ant-Man, Rudd's character goes through a typical training montage, which includes learning how to punch from Hope. After taking one to the face, he quips back at her.
Were you going for the hand?
This was apparently just one of several different takes with improvised dialogue from Rudd. We can't imagine what other great comebacks ended up on the cutting room floor. Number 16, ending spell scene, Spider-Man No Way Home. After Doctor Strange casts a spell that backfires and triggers the events of the movie, it all culminates at the Statue of Liberty. Despite his back and forth on whether Peter would be considered a friend, by the end of all of it, it's made clear that Strange cares deeply for the kid. This is made all the more evident with an improvised moment around the final casting of his spell.
So cast a new spell, but this time make everyone forget who Peter Parker is. Make everyone forget. Me.
No.
But it would work, right?
Yeah, it would work.
Both Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Holland were struggling to get one
Isn't that
scene
the same
right
guy who plays
when
Sherlock?
Cumberbatch had the idea to initially reject Spidey's suggestion to have everyone really forget him this time. It gave the moment a heavier tone and showed how far the two had come together.
Isn't that the same guy who plays Sherlock Holmes? Benedict Cumberbatch?
It's a lot, kid.
Number 15, Hammerhang, Thor: The Dark World. It may not be the most successful of the Thor films, but The Dark World does have a few highlights, and ultimately helps shape future MCU outings. In an interview with Marvel head Kevin Feige, he admitted the eventual third Thor movie was largely inspired from comedic moments in the previous films. One of the more memorable ones sees Thor walk into Jane's apartment and casually hang Mjolnir on a coat rack like it's nothing more than a fancy hat.
The whole world is going crazy. All the stuff we saw is spreading.
Completely improvised by Chris Hemsworth, it was one of the earlier signs that he was meant to have a more comedic presence. Number 14, Snake Story, Thor: Ragnarok. Easily one of the best aspects of Thor: Ragnarok is the influx of comedy from Chris Hemsworth.
Ow. Sad to be sure.
We'd seen a little here and there, but this third outing for Thor really gives him some great spots to crack a few jokes. One classic moment involves
I love
Thor
the show
telling a
Loki,
story
by
about
the way.
how
So
Loki
good.
had transformed into a snake and tried to kill him.
There was one time when we were children, he transformed himself into a snake, and he knows that I love snakes. So I went to pick up the snake to admire it, and he transformed back into himself, and he was like, "Yeah, it's me!" And he stabbed me. We were 8 at the time.
According to director Taika Waititi, it was one of 6 different variations they shot, all involving Hemsworth just making the story up as they went along. We love the idea of being so spontaneous, but we also can't help but wonder if Loki's grin is real, or if that's just Tom
You know what?
Hiddleston trying not to.
Honestly, though, there's a game that I really want to play. I don't know. I don't think it would do good on stream. I'm not going to even lie. But I've wanted to play this game for so long. I'm going to get it right now. Because I've wanted to play it for so long. And it's like I've never really found the excuse to get the game. I've never really found the excuse to get the game. But I've wanted to play it for so long. But I've never found the excuse. I don't even know how to find it. I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, I can find it. Here we go. It's called Dwarf Fortress. I've always wanted to play it. But like I just don't think that there was ever like a good excuse for me to play. I just want to play it so bad. Cuz I've heard that it was interesting, you know? And I just want to get it and play it. I hear it's like it just seems like an interesting concept. I just want to play the game. I don't even know, like, I have an idea of what it's about, but I don't, you know? In the meantime, while it downloads, let's play some Halo Infinite. This is a completely off topic. I think I was playing trying to beat it on Legendary. I was supposed to be playing with Path, but Path probably hasn't downloaded this game. Dude, I'm pretty sure. I think this is my last glass of wine because I'm in that place. I'm in a good place, but the next, as I finish this glass of wine slowly, it won't be a quick finish. I have to watch myself do it. Like, I have to now be aware because if I'm not paying attention, I won't be able to pay attention anymore. Get what I'm saying? Like, there will be no more attention paid to anything. I'll just start doing stuff. I'll have a lot of fun, but I may not make the best decisions. This is what happens when you stop drinking for a long time. Stop drinking for a long time, you start drinking again. Your tolerance just goes away. I used to be able to drink a bottle of wine, no problem. But now? Anyway, I'm lit. Like, I'm literally fucked up. I can't even imagine playing this shit on Legendary right now. I can't. You know what's great is that it's going to take a while to load up because it, like, does this weird thing with shaders when it updates, so. I'm fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm pretty fucked up. Is this? Oh, it queued? No, I wanted to continue to download. No, there's a way to do this. There you go. Yeah, keep going. I'm not going to be playing online. I mean, I should probably take it off after, but. All right, I am now hopping in Discord chat if anybody wants to hang. I'm pretty fucked up, so. Woo! You know what would be cool? Like a movie tonight. I could end stream and watch a movie with anybody in the Discord. And we can just, I mean, I'm lit. I'm pretty lit. You know what? I would have liked mayonnaise on my sandwich, but just the chicken breast and the cheese was solid. It was better than I thought it would be. I thought it would be dry and disgusting, but I might eat more sandwiches like that. I thought that it needed to have mayonnaise to have more. Don't get me wrong, the mayonnaise is better, but I think I might just not put mayonnaise on my sandwiches anymore because with the cheese, I think is enough, and the mayonnaise is so high in like fat and whatever the hell else is killing me in there that I might as well just eat it with the cheese and the chicken breast or the turkey breast or whatever. It still tastes good. I'm fucked up. I'm starting to get there. You see, that's why I haven't taken another sip because I need to sober up a little bit. It's starting the problem is like it metabolizes in waves, and you have to like monitor your situation and how much you're sipping. You know, if you don't monitor your situation. Oh my gosh, what's my password? I don't even know my password, bro. What are you talking about? Okay, I guess it works. I guess I do know my password. I know my password right away. I have so many passwords. I just hate that like you have to do that shit so many times. There's so many times you have to. No, who cares about the battle pass? Are you kidding me? Who cares about the battle pass in this game? Wait, what am I doing? Oh shit, it's downloading so quick. All right, we'll play a little bit of this and then we'll switch over. Yo, I am like, whoa, hey, you know, that's how intoxicated I would say I am. I'm like, whoa, you know, I would say I'm like, whoa. I'm just like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like enough that like I'm questioning where the next sip of wine will take me. Not that I'm there, but I'm concerned that I might end up there, you know? Well, that game downloaded so quick. I should play at least a little of this before I switch over, though. It's been such a long... You know, it's been so long since I played Halo, bro. It's been such a long time. But I love Halo. The new one. Look, I like the old Halos, too, but I like this new one. The newest one. It's not new anymore. When did Halo Infinite come out? Halo Infinite release date. That was 2021. It's been 4 years. I can't. It's just time flies, bro. Time flies. It's been 4 years since this game came out. Wait. In December. Let's just call it 3 years because it's almost, this is about 3 years. Actually, yeah, it's been 3 years and a month. So it's like, it hasn't been 4 years. I guess I'm supposed to go. Oh my God, I'm fucked. Yep, I'm fucked up. All right, let's go. What level of difficulty am I playing? Legendary. Okay, just making sure I'm playing on Legendary. Woo! Just trying to relearn my controls. Yeah, I know you're trying to kill me. You think he's fucking slick? Oh, okay, okay. You know what? Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot. When you're on Legendary, these motherfuckers will kill you off of nothing, bro. They'll kill you off of nothing, dude. It's fucking bullshit sometimes, even. That's fair enough, because I might do that to somebody. Sometimes I blow myself away with how good my accuracy is. I'm like, did I really just kill that guy? Oh my gosh. I think I suck now. Okay, hold on, wait. That's not acceptable. That's not acceptable treatment. I'm obviously not as good as I was just a while ago. Alright, first things first, we're gonna steal a ghost. Okay. Oh my gosh, he almost killed me right there. I need some shield, thank you. Jesus Christ. Are you serious, bro? Hey, yo! They're killing the shit out of me, dude. It's so fucking annoying right now. I guess I just have to kill them. I want his fresh fucking ghost though. Oh shit. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Oh. What? Oh, I have a fucking rocket launcher on my other gun, really? Whew.
That's the last of them.
That was easy. And when I realized that really, sometimes the game is just bullshit. So it's basically, what the game told me is like, we just won't let you have another gun. You don't get to have like two. Oh, not another gun, another shit, basically. Who cares? I don't even care about any of this stuff. I just increase my shield capacity when I can. That's what I'll do, because nothing else really matters. All I use is a little zippy thing. That's like the best. That's the best fucking add-on you can have. Oh, I haven't finished. I think I have to still do something here. Okay. Okay, here we go.
That was easy. Let's see what's inside.
The graphics on this game are still pretty solid. It was only 4 years old, but
Okay, let's do
it looks good.
You know, this might actually work. Or maybe not.
What is it?
I can't construct the sequence. Well, not all of it. I don't have enough data.
Then we get some more.
Family, Chief? Anyone special out there?
No.
Then why do you do this? Again and again.
It's all I know.
What about you? Do you have anyone out there?
No. Not anymore.
I'm sorry.
It's just been so long since anyone's even asked me something like that.
It's gonna be okay. We're with the Master Chief. He'll make it okay. Won't you? We're in range of a high-value target. It's a group of those skimmer creatures. We don't know much about these guys, but that never stopped you before, right?
I feel like I killed the guy already. I literally just killed him already. Like, I killed him right when I got here.
Great work, Chief. You brought them all down. And we've gained some valuable combat data about the little weirdos.
Yeah, okay, I did kill him. I killed him before I
If we
even
get
got
off
there.
This ring, it'll be useful. I doubt this is the last we'll see of these creatures.
Come fuck with me if you want, Banshee. I don't give a fuck. I really dare you. Honestly, I want you. I want you to. So I can take the fucking Banshee. Yo, stop running, bro. Damn. Yeah. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. I take it back. I don't like that anymore. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. I'm pretty fucking lit, but you know what? Gotcha, bitch. No! 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 I was trying to figure out how to do the tricks. Okay, wait. How do you do the tricks in this thing? How do you do like the Yeah, wait. It just said it's literally just said tricks. Control. Okay. Oh yeah.
That's an intimidating checkpoint. They sure don't want visitors on the far side of the island, huh?
Too bad it's not up to them. We're taking those gates
Uh-oh.
down. For good.
Security controls are in the gatehouses up ahead. Let's kick in some doors.
Oh, it's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. I don't know how to melee. I don't know how to melee. I forgot how. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you play on legendary. They will fuck you up. Like, if you're playing, like, even heroic, they won't do the same shit that they'll do to you on fucking legendary. They will just kill you in the fucking... They don't care. They don't care what difficulty you're on. I'm just gonna hop out of this thing because it'll just make it easier for me to kill them. Oh!
To the banished. The battle is over.
Oh, come on, bro. Invisible dude in a room I'd never just visited for the first time. Come on, bro. It's all right. It's on me. Oh. I wanted to move that way, instead I grabbed something from over there. Whatever. Alright. This is the time. This is it. This is the moment. This is the moment right here, bro. No. Actually, you know what? I forgot I could do this. Do that. I'm dead. Ah, it got too confident. It's hard. It's legendary. I mean, what can you do? I guess I could be cheap as fuck, just like they're being. I think that's only fair. Holy shit. He's not dead? I thought I killed him. Maybe there are two. Please! Damn, I'm not as good as at this as I once was. I need to fucking tighten up. Here we go. Am I missing my shots? Oh! That's what happens when you play on Legendary, bro. They do all the bullshit. It's like what a normal human being might do to you, honestly. It's fair enough. Okay. I did not mean to fall, but okay. No! Oh shit. Jeez Louise, man. I just wish they would make it easier on me, but I also don't. Otherwise it wouldn't be as fun. I already beat it on heroic, so. Oh. What? What? Whatever the fuck killed me was so quick. Oh. Shit. I did not mean to do that. I forgot how to switch my fucking shit. Something like that. How did I switch that fucking shit? I don't even know what I did. Okay, here we go. Until I get up there and beat your fucking ass in, boy.
Get me out of here, Chief. I can't believe I'm out of there. Thank you. Oh, I got a bone to pick with these freaks.
We got work to do, Marie.
I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Who did I not kill? I mean, isn't that it? I did it. Yay. Am I supposed to destroy something? I don't know. I'm probably supposed to destroy something and I don't know what it is. It's been such a long time since I played. I'm not really sure. Oh, there we go. That's how you do it. Ah, yeah. I'm not gonna let this guy kill me this time, though. Oh, shit. Not this time. No! This is fucking spawn snipers out of fucking nowhere. It's fucking bullshit. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Look how quick those snipers are out there. Crazy. I don't know what happened to all those enemies, but I guess they just disappeared. I'm okay with it.
The gates are down, but if we really want to shut this checkpoint down, we need something a little more permanent. Got it. The primary power source is a generator. It's in a structure on the cliffside above.
Acknowledged.
Oops, that's my teammate. Whatever.
We're with you, Chief.
Oh my gosh, another fucking invisible ass enemy. No! Ah! Kill them all! No. No, what? Wait, what? Holy shit. It actually was not easy. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, just because of the way he was playing that, I didn't appreciate it. I can say that much. I didn't appreciate the way he played it. I would have liked an easier kill. He made me work for it. Oh, he had the I can't remember what it's called, but I guess if you really hit your shots with that shit kills you right away. So it's AI, so.
The UNSC can move freely across this part of the ring for the first time in months. The Banished just lost some long-held territory.
That was
And you
actually
took it
pretty
single-handedly,
challenging.
Chief. If Escharum wasn't worried before, he sure has a good reason to start.
All right.
We'll need more data to reconstruct the Forerunner sequence. Let's find the remaining beacons.
One more Spartan core and then I'm off this. I just think about like the time that we live in. Like you gotta think about like, you know, like once upon a time there were like I just think about like Nazi Germany. I know it's like a big ass tangent, but like there were people living normally and then like out of nowhere there was a fucking genocide and like the people just were minding their own fucking business and like some people didn't give a fuck. Like there's like, why is there a genocide? You know, like why is this happening? And they didn't like it and there was nothing they could do about it. And I think that like we have to be careful, you know, when we live, because we live in a time where there's a lot of weird shit going on, and it's just like, you know, I don't know how much any of our individual voices matter, kind of shit, but it's just like if really weird shit goes on, like we can't let it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was, I'm telling you, it was a dude who was like me, just chilling during, like, the Nazi genocide. I was just like, the fuck, bro? I don't want a genocide. But he didn't have any power, you know? Like, he was just like, damn, this shit's crazy. I don't want a genocide. And that's all he could really say. It's like, genocide is bad. I'm not a fan of genocide, you know? but they had no influence, no power. And they just were just like trying to survive and pay their bills, right? I'm just saying, like, we have to be careful, you know? Like, I think that people, like, forget. Like, it's just like, it's not about, like, it's not like you have to sign up for the evil to happen. You just have to do nothing. Oh, shit. I hope this is okay. You just have to say nothing when the evil happens. You have to be like, whatever. I gotta go to work. Listen, I'm the badass who kills you all.
I have slain the demon.
Okay, well, he was invisible. I'm gonna give myself a break. I don't know. It's just something I think about because it's really true. Like, when atrocities happen, it's just because people are quiet and they're just like, I gotta go to work or some shit, or like it's not my problem type shit. And then like atrocities really be happening. So we have to be careful. We have to care about each other. Otherwise.
This is too easy.
I just literally just want the shield core. Get more shield. Oops. All right.